So now that I've kind of explained what energies are and how they can attach to you, I thought I'd just do a part 2 explaining some ways in which you can kind of clear out your energies. So the most powerful kind of ways I think to try and clear out energies are using kind of a mixture of visualization and meditation. So I have been listening to a meditation by Cece because I was reading her book, Show Up As Her. And she kind of used the sacral chakra and talked about how you could use that to bring your power back. So it was a meditation that kind of basically, in short, is a visualization of you finding your safe space, going there, inviting the people that you think you have an energetic pull to in your safe space. So it's kind of like surrounded by nature, for example, like a forest or a waterfall or something like that. You visualize bringing them into your space, and then you visualize your power, your energy coming out of them through the top of their head as a white light, and then coming back through the crown of your head and back into your body and down to your sacral chakra. So you can do it in any which way you want, but I think if you did a meditation where you visualize kind of taking your power back from them and then kind of growing weaker and you growing stronger with your energy back, something like that is really helpful. You can use affirmations where you say in the mirror or you say out loud, I thank the universe for bringing this person into my life, bringing this energy into my life. I am thankful for the lesson it has taught me. I now kindly ask that that energy gets returned back to sender, and that I can claim and take my power back. Some people like to journal. You can kind of journal your thoughts. So if you think somebody's been on your head a lot, you can just do a stream of consciousness, or you can write some questions out to yourself about why am I still attached to this person? What do I think this person represents? What kind of wound is this representing that I might need to heal? And how can I close this cycle out? Some people like to do cord cutting rituals, which kind of like some people, you can use water or candles or something and kind of say a mantra and kind of visualize cutting that cord from people. There's many different ways you can do it, and whichever works for you, but I would recommend that you continuously do it, particularly if the energy is persistent. I think if you just did an affirmation once, or you just did a meditation once, visualizing removing an energy, if it's been stuck there in your body for a long time, it is probably going to take a long time for the energy to move. For example, if this is an ex that you've been hung up on for a long time, just saying an affirmation of like, return the energy to sender is not going to effectively relinquish that energy overnight. But you do have the power. Your brain is so smart and it's so clever. So if you use something like meditation, or you think about it just before you go to bed, your subconscious mind is being activated, and that is the most potent time to try and remove energies. I found that when I've done visualizations to remove energies, I have had a dream that night of processing that thing. It's come to the forefront, and it's almost like confirmation from your mind and from the energetic universe that you are moving through those emotions, even when it feels strange. So your dreams tell you a lot as well about how your subconscious is processing things. So be aware of that. But yeah, there are some ways that you can try and clear it out. I'm quite new to chakras, so I am spending some time going individually through each chakra and trying to see what's there and then release it. So the book that I'm reading, I'll include in the description. But it talks about the most prominent chakras that we have in the body. We have one above our head, which is meant to be like the star, which is the connection kind of to you and source and universe. And then you have one underneath your root chakra, which is kind of on the ground, which is your connection to earth and creation and your kind of grounding. But you have the third eye chakra, you have the throat chakra, you have the heart chakra, you have the solar plexus chakra, which is kind of just under your rib cage. You have the sacral chakra, which is around just underneath your belly button. And then you have the root chakra, which is kind of where your sitting bones lie. So if you've ever done yoga, it's kind of just at the base of your spine. And those are all where your kind of energy sources are. And they all link to different wounds. So for example, your throat chakra is about your expression, having your voice heard. Your heart chakra sometimes is to do with love, but it might also to do with early childhood and your how you express and feel love. Your sacral chakra is kind of around the divine feminine that lives within you. So you have divine feminine and divine masculine. Everybody has that. So your divine feminine is to do with sensuality, expression, creativity, and your divine masculine is the get out and do things, the kind of business mindset, the kind of get shit done energy that you have. And that kind of lives in other chakras. That kind of tends to be around your root chakra as well, kind of keeping you grounded to the earth. Whereas, the sacral chakra is kind of your sensuality, your femininity. And then the solar plexus is kind of like your value, how you see yourself, kind of a lot of ego and your identity. But yeah, I'm trying to go through all of those chakras and identify where there is some tenderness there, where there's some wounds there, some things I need to process, and then using some of the techniques like I've said to you, meditation, journaling, visualization. And then when you clear these spaces out, you also open those planes to your manifestations. So if there's things that you want, when these energies feel cleared out and these chakras feel realigned, you are in the perfect place to start manifesting the things that you want. But I probably will do a separate video on kind of manifestations, how they work, and how to kind of work on bringing your manifestations from your mind, your dreams, your desires into the 3D realm. But I think that'll be a separate video.